listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio Show, only on Financial News and Talk. Now live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries. As we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media, this is the show that connects the dots of confusion delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family or business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I do deliver that every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are no operators standing by. I am it.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
While I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan or plan to save you money, I personally work with you. Even if you don't have any needs today, save this number in your phone for future reference. 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And yes, of course, we are celebrating today. We celebrate every day on Ron Siegel Radio. So what is our celebration of the day? Well, I saw several of them on there. I had to go through this whole list and see which one made the most sense for us today. National American Diabetes Association Day. Yeah, well, that one makes sense. National Education and Sharing Day. Yeah, that one makes sense. For my friend Joe Ingram, it is National Joe Day. So we'll keep that one in there. I don't know. Knowing Joe,
I got a bad feeling about this.
Yep, I got a bad feeling about this one too, Joe. So we're going to really watch that one. But having been anorexia, I will stick with National Paella Day. Checking out the markets for you today. What are the markets doing after that 600-plus point gain yesterday? Well, they're following that up with another 200-point gain. So the markets are extremely positive right now. They're looking and saying, you know something, I think maybe the president's methodologies, although some people may not like them, his methods seem to be working on the foreign front. So the president's deal there seems to be going pretty well. So we're going to watch that one also, see what's going on there. Oil down 22 cents a barrel right now. We'll keep an eye on that. And we'll talk more and more about the bond market, what's going on in the bond market in just a little bit. But we are seeing that the 10-year Treasury's down a couple basis points. The Fannie Mae 30-year bond up 16 basis points, which means interest rates are down. We'll talk about that as well. And let's look and see what's going on in the news today. We're going to check that one out for you right now. So what is it? Well, you know, it's the all-Trump media. Unbelievable. Now the porn star is suing the president's lawyers for defamation. Now that's a fascinating one. How do you get the porn stars going for defamation? Unbelievable. We'll see about that one. So, Joseph, I'm not sure what you mean about that. How about Tony Robbins taking a stand for accountability versus playing the victim? I like that idea. Yep, that makes sense. Good idea there. Good to see you on with us this morning, Joe. Amato, good to see you. Arn, Tony, Scott, glad to see all of you with us. Going back to the news of the day, though. The porn star suing the lawyer. I wonder where you go with that one.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah, the legal maneuver is an additional move in an ongoing suit by Daniels against Cohen, Trump, and the limited liability company Cohen has said he established to facilitate a payment to Daniels ahead of the presidential election. Cohen has denied Daniels' claim but admitted to making the payment. The additional claim that Daniels filed Monday states that Cohen's denial is a defamatory statement. It was reasonably understood Mr. Cohen meant to convey that Miss Clifford, Stephanie Clifford, is a liar. Well, I don't know about that one. How do you get that?
Look, don't worry. Everything's going to be fine. Trust me.
Yeah, trust me. Said to the lawyer and the porn star. Okay, we'll go with that. Trump legal troubles. I don't know about this one. I saw this in the news. It's fascinating when you're this high profile. You have to really wonder about the legal issues, right? We've got all these legal issues going on with the president. But how in the world do you find a lawyer to represent the president of the United States that does not have some sort of a conflict of interest? Think about that part of it. So the Washington D.C. based lawyer Joseph DeGenova and Solicitor General Theodore Olson both said they couldn't represent the president because of conflict of interest. Well, of course, he's the president of the United States. Who in America doesn't have some sort of a conflicting interest with the United States government? Just a thought there. CNN's poll, 42% approve of President Trump. This is from the Cannabis News Network. The highest in 11 months. President Trump's approval rating has rebounded to its highest level since the 100-day mark of his presidency, according to a new Cannabis News Network poll conducted by SSRS. Overall, 42% approve of the way Trump is handling the presidency. Approval is up 7 points overall since February, including 6-point increases among Republicans from 80 to 86% now, and independents from 45 to 41%. The president's strongest approval ratings came from the issues come on the economy, the only issue tested, where his reviews tilt more positive than negative. 48% approval, 45% disapprove. Next question, is the Speaker of the House headed for the Hills? Nevada's second U.S. House District Representative Mark Amodai said on Nevada Newsmakers Monday that Representative Paul Ryan may soon resign as Speaker of the U.S. House. Amodai said he was repeating a rumor that's around Capitol Hill. The rumor mill is that Paul Ryan is getting ready to resign in the next 30 to 60 days and that Steve Scalise will be the new Speaker. That's according to Amodai. Scalise, from Louisiana's first U.S. House District, is currently the House Majority Whip, responsible for rounding up votes on various bills and issues. Remember Steve Scalise? He's the one in June of 2017 shot during practice for the congressional baseball team in Virginia. I don't know about this one. I can't really see that Paul Ryan is going to resign midway through or through a year. I'm not sure about that. Interesting, more news. This is going to be fascinating watching this one. American photojournalist Matt Schreier has some harsh words for FBI Director Robert Mueller. Yes, he is the one that's investigating President Trump. That Mueller, I'll just give you the synopsis I have here. It is American photojournalist Matt Schreier has some harsh words for former FBI Director Robert Mueller, who now leads the special counsel Russia collusion probe, and former FBI Director James Comey after his harrowing escape from being held captive by Al-Qaeda. The Jewish-American photographer was taken hostage in Syria in 2012 and escaped on his own in 2013. After investigating his own kidnapping, Schreier spoke about a pattern of betrayal by the FBI agents handling his case in an exclusive interview aired on Monday. The story with Martha McCallum was the program. Not every FBI agent is bad. Some are very good people, Schreier said, but the ones that are bad need to be weeded out. I think we all agree with that. And the ones who let them be bad, who turn their head, need to be exposed. Photojournalist said the Bureau sacrificed his safety to track Al-Qaeda, which was making purchases using Schreier's identity, bank account, and credit cards, and he has been demanding answers from first Mueller, who led the FBI when he was taken captive, and then from Comey when he took over, only to be met with stonewalling. Well, you have to imagine, if the FBI can stonewall the United States Congress, what are they going to do with a photojournalist? And Javier Becerra suing the government again. Is that a
surprise, surprise, surprise?
Everything the government does, Becerra sues on. Doesn't seem to win very much, but that is Becerra. He'll probably try and run for a higher office just because he likes to continue those issues or those matters. His idea of everything is sue, sue, sue. Now it's over the Census Bureau, and I was listening to a conversation with Wilbur Ross, our Commerce Secretary in charge of the census for 2020, stating that there are benefits to knowing if somebody is here, if there are people that are living in an area illegally, because do they need to be represented? What are their needs as well as every other citizen's? Just a thought right there. We'll find out. So, a recent poll conducted by the Associated Press and NORC, Center for Public Affairs Research, shows that Americans are open to President Trump's meeting with North Korea leader Kim Jong-un, while North Korea has yet to publicly confirm plans for the summit, which is expected to occur in May. The poll results suggest the potential meeting has eased fears of war that intensified last year as the North made rapid strides in its nuclear and missile capabilities. More campus craziness. Students at Hofstra University are demanding the removal of a Thomas Jefferson statue from campus because Jefferson owned slaves and has been embraced as an icon by white supremacists. How stupid is this one? Can you believe? I mean, this is... Where's my guys?
This is ridiculous.
The student who has spearheaded the campaign claims it is about preserving history by forcing students to look at their privilege and understand what their race means. Unbelievable. In a study published in the journal Emotion, psychologists from San Diego State University and the University of Georgia used data on mood and media culled from roughly 1.1 million U.S. teens to figure out why a decades-long rise in happiness and satisfaction among U.S. teens suddenly shifted course in 2012 and declined sharply over the next 4 years. Was this sudden reversal a response to an economy that tanked in 2007 and stayed bad well into 2012? Or did it have its roots in a very different watershed event, the 2007 introduction of the smartphone, which put the entire online world at a user's fingertips? Fascinating story there as well. We'll keep watching that one. You are listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, reasons to sell this spring. Buyer demand still outpacing the supply of homes. And we've got the home buying tips for women in single income households. A lot of stuff to cover for you this morning. You can reach me on any time. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Connect with us. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter, @Ron Siegel. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, shame on you. But the replay is available. Ron Siegel 1, Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Did you know that banks and credit bureaus are rewarded financially if you have bad credit? And the worse your credit score is, the more money they can make off of you? How does that make you feel, knowing that banks are getting rich off of your hard-earned money? How does it make you feel, knowing that if a bank or a credit bureau makes a mistake on your credit report, they benefit from it and it hurts you? The Fair Credit Report Act of 1971 requires banks and credit bureaus to report only accurate information, and nearly 100% of all credit reports are inaccurate. If you're sick and tired of being broke and tired of being robbed by the banks, you owe it to yourself and to your family to call Rondi. Rondi is a FICO-certified credit professional and has helped thousands of people just like you get out of debt and establish great credit. Rondi's number is 855-608-1990. Again, that's 855-608-1990. Or visit creditsanitizer.com. Again, that website is creditsanitizer.com.
Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel Lending Team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel Lending Team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037, and DRE number 018694452.
Are you a veteran, police officer, firefighter, doctor, nurse, or teacher? If so, you qualify as one of Ron Siegel's VIP heroes, and we have rewards up to $5,000 or $10,000 when you buy, sell, or refinance a home with one of the Ron Siegel radio partners. As one of the heroes, real estate agents will rebate part of their commission. Lending partners will give a credit at closing. The title company has special published rates, and many other service providers have incentives too. All you need to do is call Ron Siegel Radio at 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit VIPHeroProgram.com. Just think about what you will do with all the rebates and incentives from the partners of Ron Siegel Radio. Just call us at 800-306-1990 so we can show you our appreciation for your service.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That's my message, and as your consumer advocate, I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends at Gold Star Mortgage. When you're ready for that next mortgage, Gold Star has the programs, the products for you, and they are the only one I know of that has the Fast Pass loan approval, saving you, your clients, your friends, your family, potentially $10,000 to $50,000 on the purchase of a new home. So I shared with you in the last segment that we were seeing some fascinating moves in the markets. The Dow Jones Industrial Average yesterday closing up nearly 670 points. Massive day in the markets, right? I mean, today we're following through. That's always a big issue when you see a big move in the markets, is it's what they call follow through. Are we seeing any kind of follow through in the markets with after you have a big move up, or does it go take a big move up and then modulate, move back the other direction? Well, we're looking today. The U.S. 10-year Treasury down 3 basis points on the yield. The Fannie Mae 30-year bond up 17 basis points, which means interest rates are down a little bit this morning on the 30-year fixed rate loans. Why would that be happening? So we're just looking here. The housing news, the Case-Shiller Home Price Index tracks the changes in the value of residential real estate across the U.S., showed that home price appreciation remains solid. The national index, which covers all 9 U.S. Census divisions, reported a 6.2% annual gain in January, which was a ever so slight moderation from the previous year-over-year reading of 6.3% in December. 20-city index showed that home prices accelerated from 6.3 to 6.4% on a year-over-year basis. The strongest gains were seen in, I guess I should get a drum roll, but I don't have that ready for you, Seattle, Las Vegas, and San Francisco. Let's see if we can find out. Los Angeles, 7.6% is the year-over-year change. The 0.6% was the monthly change, so good numbers there. San Diego, you're up 7.4% year-over-year. 0.8% is the monthly increase on that one for San Diego. So it's good news still. David Blitzer, managing director and chairman of the index committee at S&P Dow Jones Indices, said despite limited supplies, rising prices, and higher mortgage rates, affordability is not a concern. Affordability measures published by the National Association of Realtors show that a family with a median income could comfortably afford a mortgage for a median-priced home. What else is new? Mortgage bonds are battling with their 25-day moving average. We've talked about that one. That's been a stone wall for bond prices. The last time bonds were above the 25-day moving average for any meaningful amount of time was mid-September. Don't have a lot of confidence that bonds will be able to convincingly break above the 25-day moving average, and for that reason, got to be a little bit cautious right here. So we're going to continue watching that one. The Treasury note yield trading stuck in the middle of a range again between the support at 2.8 and overhead resistance at 2.87. So we're watching that one for you as well. Interesting right there. So that's the Mortgage Minute, again brought to you by our friends at Gold Star Mortgage. So I shared with you yesterday, I wanted to get into this, and our conversation about the Orange County Family Justice Center was so fascinating to me that I kind of preempted and went off the rundown. So I didn't give you the home buying tips for women in single income households. So the real estate website East Stately recently conducted a study showing how the continued gender wage gap in America affects home affordability and ownership for women. So to answer the question, what they did is they used the 2016 U.S. Census data to compare men's and women's median salaries in the 50 most populated U.S. cities. Based on those salaries and assuming a monthly mortgage payment of 28% of the gross monthly income, the site used a mortgage calculator to determine the maximum home price each salary could afford. Now, we know that people are spending more than 28% of their income, especially here in Southern California. A lot more than 28% goes toward their monthly mortgage payment. But whatever baseline you use, as long as it's consistent, should work well for everybody. Armed with all this information and after a review of the homes currently for sale in major cities across the country, they identified what percentage of homes men versus women could afford by city. The results in some urban centers were pretty bleak. Seattle, for instance, has the biggest wage-based housing gap. Men can afford nearly 150% more homes than women. Colorado Springs, Miami, San Diego, and San Jose also top the list with significant gaps. For instance, in Colorado Springs, men can afford 122.5% more home than women, while further down the list in San Diego, the difference is still significant, 68.5% more. So we asked real estate and personal finance experts to share their tips for single women seeking to purchase a home. Number one, don't let the down payment scare you away. We've talked about that so many times, right? The down payments are 3%, 3.5%. Veterans, nothing. USDA, that specialized product, that one there is nothing. Don't think about, farming for USDA. There's a lot of properties within the sound of my voice that qualify for USDA loans. Give us a call at 800-306-1990. We can let you know if an area that you're looking at does qualify. So coming up with the funds to make a down payment on a home can often seem impossible, particularly when so many Americans have sizable student loan bills and more. Andrina Valdez, Division President at Cornerstone, urges buyers not to let this part of the process discourage them. Over and over again, potential home buyers report saving for the down payment is the biggest hurdle to home ownership. When you're relying on one income to save up for it, the problem can seem insurmountable. The good news is that there are all kinds of down payment assistance programs that can help individuals get into a home for less money down. FHA loan is popular among first-time single-income home buyers with its 3.5% down payment requirement. Also programs, again, as I mentioned, Veterans Administration and the USDA loans that require no down payment at all. Second, line up a guarantor or co-purchaser. The reality is that many single-income households, whether they're run by men or women, need assistance buying a home in today's market. Experienced agents will let you know that getting a co-purchaser, someone who might be able to gift money for your home purchase, is beneficial. These three options help buyers with lower income, lack of reserve funds, or the total overall funds to purchase properties. Finding the right property is number one. We can put you in touch with a great real estate professional. So finding the right property that will allow these options are important and help women and single income families be successful in their purchases. Consider a fixer-upper. A growing trend among home buyers with limited means has been buying older properties and rehabbing them. There are a few mortgage products in the market right now that make that easier. Fannie Mae has a loan called a Home Style, and FHA has what it's called a 203K loan. Both allow you to not only finance the purchase price, but also construction costs in the loan to help your home look new. This is one way women can buy less inexpensive homes and make them new, also giving them a much higher valued property at completion. Next, look at homes well below your means. This is another big one. Why is it that in so many instances, when I talk to folks, they're looking at a 1 or 2 bedroom apartment, and when we say, well, why pay somebody else's rent when you can pay your own? Now all of a sudden they want a 4-bedroom house with a pool and a picket fence. Look for something that's similar and see how that works for you. House hunt during the right season when it comes to finding an affordable home. Time of year can make a difference. That means shopping during the right seasons when prices traditionally are more negotiable and inventory is better. Recent data from Trulia shows that there's a 7% spike in starter home inventory during the fall, making it an ideal time to find a good deal. On the flip side, starter home inventory drops by more than 20% during the summer, making the warmer months a less appealing market. Minimize credit card debt. We've talked about that one before. As you embark upon your housing search, it's critical that you reduce existing debt. This helps on a variety of levels. For instance, not only does it make you a better mortgage applicant, it will also help once you're in your new home dealing with a whole host of new expenses. Just another one of those great pieces of information for you. Hope you appreciate that you are listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. When we come back, reasons why to sell this spring, buyer demand outpacing supply for homes for sale. Got a lot to cover still. How about those tax tips for 2018? All that and more. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Connect with us. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter @Ron Siegel. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Siegel Lending Team offers you buying power. Let's say you can afford a monthly mortgage payment, including principal and interest, of around $1,900. With today's rate on a 30-year fixed mortgage of 3.75%, APR 3.85%, that payment could support a $416,000 mortgage. But if you wait and rates tick up to around 6.5%, which is roughly the average home mortgage rate over the past 30 years, that same $1,900 mortgage payment, including principal and interest, may only be able to support a $314,000 mortgage. That's over $100,000 worth of home you're missing out on by waiting. That's buying power. All you need to do to get started is reach out to the Siegel Lending Team at 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Payment example excludes taxes and insurance. Call us for full details. 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990 or SiegelLendingTeam.com. Equal housing lender. Licensed under NMLS number 217037.
Are you purchasing or own a luxury home? If you're like so many others, your home is your largest asset and the mortgage is your largest debt. The Siegel Lending Team has some amazing financing opportunities right now. Jumbo loans up to $2 million, 30-year rates below 4%, 15-year rates near 3.5%, and if you can believe it, 7-year interest-only hybrids in low 3s. The Siegel Lending Team has all the options for your jumbo or second home loan requirements. Take advantage of them while you can. To learn more about all the other financing products available from the Siegel Lending Team, call 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Again, call 1-800-306-1990. Rates subject to change without notice. Licensed by NMLS ID 217037 and 145502. Equal Housing Lender.
Homeowners that are 62 and older are about to find out a great way to live a better retirement. It's called a reverse mortgage, and SLT can help you learn more. Call the Siegel Lending Team at 800-306-1990 right now to receive your free booklet with no obligation. It answers questions like how a reverse mortgage works, how much you qualify for, the ways to receive your money, and more. When you call the experts at Siegel Lending Team today, you'll learn the benefits of a government-insured reverse mortgage, how it will eliminate your monthly mortgage payments, and give you tax-free cash from the equity in your home. Here's the best part. You still own your home. Now is the best time to take control of your retirement. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990 to get your free brochure. Call today or visit our website at SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com, or simply call 800-306-1990.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions, as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message. I deliver it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990. The real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Text Toolkit to 79564. Get that Ultimate Home Finance Toolkit. It's free. Get on there, get the kit. It gives you the mortgage calculators, the home affordability worksheets. It'll also get you access, or how to get access to the real-time interest rates as well. Reasons why to sell, I should say. Why to sell this spring. That is our real-time real estate segment. 5 reasons listing your home for sale this spring makes sense. Number 1, demand is strong. The latest buyer traffic report from the National Association of Realtors shows that buyer demand remains very strong throughout the vast majority of the country. These buyers are ready, willing, and able to purchase and are in the market right now. More often than not, multiple buyers are competing with each other to buy a home. Take advantage of the buyer activity currently in the market. Number 2, there is less competition now. Housing inventory has declined year over year for the last 32 months and is still under the 6-month supply needed for a normal housing market. This means that in the majority of the country, there are not enough homes for sale to satisfy the number of buyers in the market. Good news for homeowners who have gained equity as their home values have increased. However, additional inventory could be coming to the market soon. Historically, the average number of years a homeowner stayed in their homes was 6, but has hovered between 9 and 10 years since 2011. There is a pent-up desire for many homeowners to move as they were unable to sell over the last few years because of negative equity situation. As home values continue to appreciate, more and more homeowners will be given the freedom to move. The choices buyers have will continue to increase. Don't wait until this other inventory comes to market before you decide to sell. Number 3, the process will be quicker. Today's competitive environment has forced buyers to do all they can to stand out from the crowd, including getting pre-approved for their mortgage financing. This makes the entire selling process much faster and much simpler as buyers know exactly what they can afford before home shopping. According to Ellie Mae's latest Origination Insights report, the average time it took to close a loan was 45, and I'm going to share with you, if you have the Fast Pass loan approval from our friends over at Gold Star Mortgage, I've seen loans close as quick as 12 days. 12! Just a thought for you right there. Never be a better time to move up. If your next move will be into a premium or luxury home, now is the time to move up. The inventory of homes for sale at these higher price ranges, has forced these markets into a buyer's market. This means that if you're planning on selling a starter or trade-up home, your home will sell quickly, and you'll be able to find a premium home to call your own. Prices are projected to appreciate by 4.8% over the next year, according to CoreLogic. If you are moving to a higher priced home, it will wind up costing you more in raw dollars, both in down payment and mortgage payment, if you wait. It's time to move on with your life. Look at the reason you decided to sell in the first place and determine whether it was worth waiting. Is money more important than being with family? Is money more important than your health? Is money more important than having the freedom to go on with your life the way you think you should? Only you know the answers to the questions above. If you have power to take control of the situation by putting your home on the market, perhaps the time has come for you and your family to move on and start living the life you desire. That's what's important. That is the Real-Time Real Estate segment, again brought to you by our friends, the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Your texting toolkit to 79564. Get that ultimate home finance toolkit. So we've been continuing our looking at the buyer demand also. I just was telling you about that, but the buyer demand is still outpacing the sellers. And that's why it's always a good time to put the house on the market when there is excessive or a lot more demand out there. We've got a lot of new tools for folks to start looking at these things. The price of any item is determined by the supply of that item as well as market demand. The National Association of Realtors surveys over 50,000 real estate practitioners about their expectations for home sales, prices, and market conditions for their monthly Realtors Confidence Index. Their latest edition sheds some light on the relationship between seller traffic, which is supply, and buyer traffic, which is demand. And I shared a map in our social media channels. You can always get those. Make sure you're linked with us. Ron Siegel Radio on Facebook. Ron Siegel Radio on Facebook. Ron Siegel is the name on Twitter as well, and on Instagram, Ron Siegel. So the map shows how would you rate buyer traffic in your area. And if we look at the map, California shows us strong. Not quite as strong in Nevada, Utah, Idaho, Washington, Colorado. Some of those states are a little stronger, but California is still very, very strong, and that's part of the map. Only 4 states had a stable demand. Only 4 states are showing as stable. Mississippi, Louisiana, West Virginia, and North Dakota. Everywhere else, very strong or strong. No place in the country are we showing weak demand. Seller supply. The index also asked, how would you rate seller traffic in your area? And again, I've got a map there. 25 states reported weak seller traffic. 21 states reported stable seller traffic. 3 states and Washington, D.C. reported strong seller traffic. And only 1 state reported very strong seller traffic. This means that there are far fewer homes on the market than what is needed to satisfy the buyers who are out looking for their dream homes. The bottom line, looking at the maps, it's not hard to see why prices are appreciating in many areas of the country. Until the supply of homes for sale starts to meet buyer demand, prices will continue to increase. And if you're debating listing your home for sale, let's chat about it. We can always talk about these issues, and I can put you in touch with some great real estate professionals anywhere in the sound of my voice. I know who they are, just because I've got some tools and tips that I can go online and see the exact amount of volume of any real estate professional in any market under the sound of my voice. How many families have they helped buy their home? How many families have they helped sell a home? We want people that understand these issues, because when you're in a tight market, experience counts. We've talked about this many, many times before on the broadcast. There's always going to be hiccups in every single market. There are always hiccups in every market, in every transaction. The question then becomes, how do you navigate those? Do you have somebody that's working with you, that's on your team, to help you navigate the hiccups that are sure to come? I've got a guest that comes on our broadcast on a fairly regular basis. Over 40 years experience in the industry, still out there working hard every day for families around Southern California. And she tells me the same thing that we hear from everybody, that there's no magic bullet. If you're a young agent, you need to be having mentoring with somebody who understands the process. If you're looking to buy and sell, I'm not saying that it's going to be impossible if you're working with somebody new. I'm going to probably say if they're not a full-time agent, it becomes more difficult. And if they don't have somebody mentoring them, it becomes more difficult. Here's the correlation. I've shared this several times. Do you want to go to the part-time heart surgeon? Now, I know your heart's very, very important to you, right? I mean, that's a major issue. But do you want to go to a part-time heart surgeon? Well, your house is probably your biggest asset you have. My friend Todd Halterman says that it might be your 401k, but I'm going to say it's your house, especially Southern California. In different markets, 401ks might be bigger than your home investment. Southern California, our housing prices are pretty high. So I'm going to say, maybe it is the house might be even more expensive or a higher value than your 401k. Do you want somebody that's a part-timer there? Do you want somebody that doesn't have a lot of experience? Oh, but Ron, I can save a little commission money if I use my cousin who's never done a transaction. Well, you get what you pay for. Do you want to use your cousin to help you with knee surgery? He just got his doctorate degree. Is that who you're going to go to? Just a thought for you. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, we do have those tips for tax season. We'll chat about those. And we might even come up with a few others. Paying off a credit card with a personal loan. We might talk about that one as well. And reasons paying for college with credit cards is a terrible idea. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Connect with us, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter @Ron Siegel. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, shame on you, but the replay is available, Ron Siegel 1 or RonSiegelRadio.com. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Most businesses struggle to get the online reviews they need to get a competitive edge over their competition. Rex is a brand new technology that uses text messages to direct happy clients to your online review sites, Zillow, Google, Facebook, and Yelp, and unhappy clients to a private survey, so businesses can win more customers. Try Rex today by going to www.meetrex.com. Are you currently renting a home? Do you like paying someone else's mortgage payment? Why not explore the options to purchase your own home? Can you imagine a 30-year fixed-rate loan below 4.25% APR? This means with $10,500, you can purchase a $295,000 home and have a principal and interest payment of about $1,400 per month. What are you paying in rent? Does your family deserve the opportunity to take advantage of the current market? To learn more about these exciting opportunities, the Siegel Lending Team is standing by to speak with you. Call now, 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Or 1-800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by NMLS ID 217037 and 145502. Equal housing lender. Not endorsed or sponsored by any government agency.
Do you have a goal of mortgage-free home ownership? What if your home was valued at $500,000? Are you aware that a free and clear home could be costing you $2,500 every month, $30,000 per year? The mortgage planners at the Siegel Lending Team would like to show you how you can own your home, generate tax-free income, and accumulate family wealth. You simply need to call the Ron Siegel Team at 1-800-306-1990. That is 1-800-306-1990. By sending the team a copy of your most recent mortgage statement, the team will send you a no-obligation real estate plan. You be the judge if this is right for your family. Again, all you have to do is send the team a copy of your mortgage statement by email to reap@ronsiegelradio.com or call today. Ron Siegel, 1-800-306-1990. That is 1-800-306-1990.
Rate subject to change and without notice. Licensed by the California DOC and BRE NMLS 217037 and 145502 and Cal BRE 01869452 and 1866775.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That's my message, and I will be delivering it every day at Ron Siegel Radio or anytime. At 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Your Credit Matters segment today being brought to you by CreditSanitizer.com. You have a credit report and it's wrong. Credit Sanitizer has the solutions for you. What are you doing? Are you going over to this Credit Sanitizer? Get on that mailing list from our friends over at Credit Sanitizer. Maybe you even want to get on a game plan to buy a new house. I'm going to suggest to you that it might be a good idea for you. Get the game. Does it cost you anything to get on that game plan? Not at all. What are some key tips for taxes in 2018? We know the laws are changing. Many taxpayers might be wondering what that means and how it will affect them. For the tax year 2017, it'll be the last time you'll file under the old set of guidelines. Who knows what the future holds. While this is the largest tax overhaul since the 1980s, each new administration likes to put their own spin on tax law, so it inevitably changes under each new president. But for at least the next few years, the new tax reform holds as it is. The new tax law has been pretty polarizing for most Americans. There are a lot of new pieces to be aware of. Here are some of the things you might have missed. There was some conversation, it was pretty contentious, about teachers. Teachers can still deduct school supply expenses. Contentious proposal that ended up getting scrapped. Deductions for teachers who spend their own income on school supplies was going to be removed. However, due to large public outcry, lawmakers decided to keep allowing teachers to utilize the deduction. The standard deduction is increased for everyone, whether married, single, married but filing individually, or head of household. The standard deduction has effectively doubled for most people in an effort to cut down on itemized filings. Medical deductions are more beneficial. 2018 is a good year to finally get an expensive medical procedure done if you're putting it off. Taxpayers used to have to spend 10% of their adjusted gross income on qualifying medical expenses to take a deduction, but now this has been lowered to 7.5%. That means your medical bills will be far less burdensome since you can deduct more of the costs when it comes time to file your taxes. Your tax bracket may have changed under the new tax bill. Most income tax brackets have changed. You can check them out online to see how that affects you, or give me a call at 800-306-1990 and I'll send you a list there. You might have to update your withholdings. Check it out. The marriage penalty has changed. Couples who file jointly now be able to file under the combined total income, pushing them into a higher tax bracket and lowering their total taxes owed. If you're wealthy, taxes won't be as much of a burden for those in the top tax brackets. Taxes have been lowered drastically. Well, they're the ones that pay most of it, so why wouldn't they save most? It just seems to make sense to me, but a holdover from the Reagan administration. The belief here is that top earners also are job creators, and when these folks pay fewer taxes, hopefully create more jobs. If you're poor, none of this will really affect you. While most everyone's tax brackets has changed, those in the lowest income bracket haven't really been affected at all. If you don't pay taxes, how do you get a tax cut? Just a question for you. Alimony has changed. Before this tax bill, alimony payments were tax deductible, and alimony received had to be treated as income. Both these provisions have been eliminated. This essentially shifts the alimony tax burden from the payee to the payor. No one will be penalized for not having insurance under the Unaffordable Care Act. Any individual who is not consistently medically insured throughout the year was penalized. This penalty has been eliminated. Too early to tell how many people will choose to take advantage of this. We'll see. You'll get a raise due to the corporate tax cuts. Companies are already shifting their financial situations, and many of these shifts could benefit middle-class earners. Many people have already reported seeing small increases in their paychecks. Mortgage interest is still deductible. Before the tax bill was passed, many experts were speculating what might be in it. Due to many circulating and changing tidbits of information, many people were unclear about the changes. A large concern for homeowners was the ability to continue to deduct mortgage interest payments. This is still possible, though. There is a new cap on the amount, $750,000. Any mortgage taken out prior to December 31st, 2017 was capped at $1 million. I think it's actually December 14th. You have to talk to a tax professional there. Investors keep more capital gains. One of the most hotly contested and divisive pieces of the new tax bill was the decrease in capital gains tax. However, if you're someone who benefits from capital gains, and many Americans do, then you'll get to keep more of your return on investment. Moving expenses are no longer deductible under previous tax law. An individual who relocated for their job could deduct any related expenses, including movers, gas, and more. This deduction will no longer be available. The idea behind this, since corporations have just received a large tax cut, some are saving billions of dollars in taxes. They can afford to incentivize employees to move using their own finances. The 529 accounts don't have to wait for college. That's the specialized savings account originally intended to help parents save for their child's future college tuition. A 529 can now be used to pay up to $10,000 of primary and secondary education per school year. This is directly tied to the Trump administration's push for school choice, as these funds can be used for private and religious schools. Estate taxes have been slashed. Previously, a highly taxed source of income, beneficiaries of estate can now double their deduction. If you're concerned about your credit, give me a call at 800-306-1990, and I will get you on there. That is the Your Credit Matters segment, brought to you by creditsanitizer.com. Creditsanitizer.com, looking out for you, try and help you accomplish your goals, your mission. Do you want to save some money? Do you want to be able to buy that new house? Well, think about it. If you've talked to our friends over at creditsanitizer.com, if you've gotten registered, if you're starting on those tips, you might find out that you can get mortgage at a cheaper price when your FICO scores are higher. That's always a big benefit right there. You might qualify for various different programs. One of our mortgage insurance companies, they actually look at your FICO score. And what is mortgage insurance? It's just a program to help you get into that new house sooner so you're not paying somebody else's rent. Just a thought there for you. And I know some people like paying the rent of others. I'm not one of them. But if you want to find out how you can save some money. Now, what does all that savings do for you? Well, if you've got a higher FICO score, think about this concept, because it makes sense that if you have a higher FICO score, you can buy a nicer house. What's the correlation right there? Well, you're going to get a better interest rate. The higher your FICO score is, the better interest rate you get. The better your interest rate is, the lower your monthly payment will be. The lower your monthly payment will be, the more money you could spend on a house. You can qualify because that payment is down lower. Now, the other part of it, and I share this all the time, is rents continually increase. Always, always, always going up. We're looking at about a 4 to 5% rent increase on an annual basis right now. That's just industry standards or community standards. So if those rents keep going up, do you know how quickly your rent will increase on that 30-year fixed rate mortgage? Well, the answer is it doesn't. It doesn't. The whole concept there is you're going to be locked in. Now, if interest rates go back down again, which I don't know whether they will or won't, hard to say. I mean, they hadn't been in the 3s and 4s in 50 or 60 years. But if they go back down again, you can always refinance to take advantage of the lower market. But with your purchasing power, and if you want to get an idea about purchasing power, all you have to do, again, give me a call at 800-306-1990, and I'll show it to you. We have a slide that shows, I think, $250,000 and $500,000, and what the purchasing power is as interest rates change. The numbers continually change. We're happy to share that with you. And we always ask, set that first radio preset button to come back here every day to join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A big thanks to John, who's engineering us today. And, of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests at any time, give me a call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Connect with us. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And remember, make a lot of money, help a lot of people, have a lot of fun, have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.